This is Saachi Bhagat, and today we are going to talk about functions in Java. So first we'll touch upon the scope of variables. There are three scopes of variables, that is a class variable, a local variable, and a block variable. So a class variable is one which is declared anywhere inside the class, which is outside any function, and this variable is accessible anywhere inside the class. Local variable, this variable is declared inside any method or function in the class and is accessible to that particular function only. While block variables are declared inside looping or conditional constructs such as for, do, while, or while loops, or the if, else, and switch case conditional constructs. These block variables are accessible only inside the particular block. So as you can see in the syntax, we have three variables. The static int x, which stores the value 5, is declared inside the class and outside main, and hence it is the class variable. The second variable which you can see is the string variable called text, which stores hello, and this is declared inside the main and is accessible only to the main function unless it is passed as an argument to any other function, and hence this variable is a local variable. The third variable which you can see is the character variable that stores an exclamation mark. If you can see, this variable is declared inside the for loop and is accessible only inside the construct, and hence it is known as the block variable. Okay, so passing arguments to a function. So there are two ways of passing arguments to a function, that is pass by value or call by value, and pass by reference or call by reference. Okay, so what is pass by value? Whenever you pass a primitive data type as an argument to any function, you are passing or calling that function by value. So passing or calling by value means that you are copying the value of the primitive data type of the actual parameter into the formal parameter. So whenever you make changes to that argument inside the function, it will reflect the value in the copied value in the formal parameter and not the original value in the calling function. So as you can see in this example, the function change takes an argument x, which is an integer. It multiplies x by 5 and returns x. So x is 10 in main, and y stores the returned value of the change function. So inside main, value of x is 10. Inside the function, the value of x is 50, and after calling the function, since we discussed that the value will not affect the original value, the value of x will still remain 10. So you can see the output, and we can move on to the next one. So pass by reference. So whenever you pass a reference data type as an argument to any function, that can be objects, strings, arrays, and that means you are passing or calling the function by reference. So passing by reference means references or addresses of the actual parameters are copied into the formal parameters. That means there's no copy of the value of the actual parameters, but the formal parameter refers to the value of the actual parameter or the original value using its reference or the address in the storage. So the call function does not create its own copy but refers to the same original value using alias names, as I already discussed. Any changes made inside the function will reflect in the calling function. This means if any change is made in the argument that is passed to a function, will reflect in the original value as there is no copy of the actual parameter. So in this example, you can see that the integer array has three elements, that is 1, 2, and 3, which is passed into the function change. So the change function increases the value of each element by 2. So before calling the change function, the value of the array will be 1, 2, and 3. While after calling the change function, the change will reflect in the argument, that is the A array, and the value will be 3, 4, and 5. So as you can see, the output before calling change function is 1, 2, 3, and after calling change function it's 3, 4, 5. So there are two types of functions. One is pure function and the other one is impure function. So we'll discuss this in detail. A pure function takes in arguments as objects and data types but does not modify them. If the function returns a value, the value is solely based on the arguments that are passed to it and is not affected by any external value or methods. So in the example, as you can see, the function cube takes the argument int x and returns the cube of x, that is x into x into x. So main stores the value of x as 5 and y stores the cube of x, and there are two things printed: the value returned by the cube function, that will be 5 into 5 into 5, that is 125, and the value of x after calling the function, which will remain 5, as the pure function does not modify the arguments, and since it's a primitive data type, it is passed by value and hence no change is made. So the output will be value returned by the cube function is 125 and value of x after calling the cube function is 5. Impure function takes in objects and data types as arguments and modifies them. If the function returns a value, the value is, will not be completely based on the past arguments, and it may be affected by any external value or methods. So in this example, the change function takes in an array of integer data type as an argument, adds k, that is 2, which is declared as a class variable, to the value of each element and returns the array. So inside main, before calling the change function, the value of the elements will remain 1 to 3, while after calling the change function, the impure function will modify the array, and since it is a reference data type that is passed to the change function, it will affect the original value, and hence after calling the function, the value of the elements of the array will be 3, 4, and 5 to added to each element. That's it for today's video. Please comment any suggestions or doubts in our comment section. Also do like, share and subscribe to today's video, and do follow up with us for more amazing content regarding different programming languages. Thank you.